Good afternoon. First question will be going to Justin. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, what's up, Connor? So questions about Rajon. So obviously Rajon's game has a lot to do with initiating contact around the rim. Something I'm curious about for your aspect is what's the line between advocating for yourself and like being a problem for the team?
I think that's a good question. I think that's a fine line. I think we want our guys to be as competitive and fiery. I think that's a great quality that he has, but I think there is a clear line that it crosses when it becomes detrimental to the team. I think him taking himself off the floor is crossing the line. And so that's something that he's got to work on, and that his passion for the game and his interest in pushing our team, I think, is great. But his focus has to be on what's best for our team, having that next play mentality as opposed to getting caught up with the officials.
Thank you.
Next question will go to Sergen.
Hey, Connor. A little different. I'm doing a story on blue player Omer Yurt-Seven. Obviously had a great game, 26 points, 9 rebounds, 11 for 15 from the field. What made him so difficult to stop today, and what did you think about his overall game?
Yeah, I think that they have a lot of good size, and he's part of that. And they have a lot of skilled size. The assignment player that they had, Omer as well, and that when you get big players that have the skill and the ability to score from a variety of ways, it's difficult to guard. I thought he really had it going early, and that kind of just continued out through the game. That it's difficult with the size that team has for us to match up and effectively take those guys out. We get caught in mismatches with our smaller players, which is an advantage for them, no question. So I thought he played really well. He's clearly a talented young player who's got a bright future ahead of him.
Thank you.
Next up is Nick. Go ahead when you're ready.
Hey, Coach. You guys got off to such a hot start to the season. Now have lost a few games in a row. How important is it with your day off tomorrow to regroup and try to turn things around as this short season winds down?
Yeah, I think things can. I mean, in a short season like this was a normal G League season. We'd be, about 20% of the way through, and here we are, 2/3 of the way through, and so there's not a lot of stuff that can change. I think what can change for us is kind of getting back to. I thought we had a good half in the first half, really, and I thought we showed kind of what we did, and then ran out of gas there towards the end, but. Defensively, our first half I thought was a lot better. I thought we showed improvement in areas, shrinking the court, playing in gaps, and keeping the ball out of the paint. I thought it just a couple buckets started to snowball there in the third quarter, leading them to a run. So I don't think there's a whole lot for us to change. I think there's benefits and positives to take out of the last two games, and just continue to kind of highlight what we're doing well and work on what we need to improve.
Thank you.
Next one's for Rob.
Hi, Coach. How you doing? I'm sorry. Just to piggyback off that, in the second half, was there anything that OKC did specifically, or you guys didn't do, that helped them, establish their lead?
I think their size kind of wore us down in the end, and that it became hard to guard for us to guard Moses Brown with anyone besides Paul and Ivan. It became difficult for even their fours, I think, have great size. And so the rebounding, their ability to kind of take up space defensively, I thought we kind of ran out of our ability to touch the paint and make good decisions once they really clamped down defensively. So I give credit to them, a well-coached team, a well-coached defense that really picked it up in the second half.
If I can follow up, how did you think Paul Reed did guarding Moses Brown overall?
I think Paul's trending in the right direction, especially in terms of team defense. I think that's the most important kind of aspect for him to improve for his future moving forward. I mean, Moses Brown is big, and I thought Paul showed an ability to block shots, to alter his shots. And then more impressive than anything, I think, is Paul had a couple nice possessions where he sat down and we got caught in a switch situation. He was able to force a long contested two from one of their guards. So what Paul brings is a lot of versatility. I think he showed some of that today.
Cool. Thank you, Coach.
Last question for Connor will go to Christine.
What do you think the team's biggest challenge is overall as a whole to achieve a next win?
I think due consistency is the biggest portion. I think that we played really well in the second half 2 days ago. We played well in the first half today, but we haven't been able to sustain recently full 48 minutes. I think that's an important thing for all of our guys. That every possession matters, every possession counts, and that it takes all 48 minutes to put together a win. Thank you.
Thank you.